Otherwise, Shalom, Yahweh, Shem, Shabbat, to all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh, Shamar. Alatham, Shem, to all the sisters. I.S.U.P.K, Minneapolis. We are, starting off the Sabbath service, of course. It's been about, like a good week. See what I'm saying? 7, of course, how we always do it. All right? Of course, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand. You see what I'm saying? If you have a comment, a question, just raise your hand. Otherwise, you can say Salakia, which means excuse me or forgive me. All right? So let's get into it. We're gonna call up this brother right here to the podium.
Yahweh Shem Yashab Banathon, Kanaga Bar, Ban Yashab, no, Salak. Kanaga Bar, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yashab.
There you go. Alright. Like this, yep. Shalom Yahweh Shem Shabbat. Kanaga Bar, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yashab. Of course, you just come this way. And also, let me make sure this is out of your way. Alright, you want to go ahead and, grab the horn. Then you just repeat after us, okay? Alright, so, this is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kadash. Hayah. Shukah. Yahweh. Malak Wafka. Taba'ah, Watazaka, Hayah, I.S.U.P.K, Barakazah, Kawah, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathan Lanau, the Kom, Yawam, Wasalakinau, Kawawakinau, Kasalakinau, Kawawakinau, Wala'ah, Dabayayinau, Bayasayawan, Abal, Haushayinau, Mayan, Ra, Yah, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wathaparak.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
And
forgive us of our debts.
As
we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory.
Forever.
So be it.
Alright, Psalms 121 in Hebrew. I.S.U.P.K, Ayanya, Al-Harya, Mayan, Yabba, Azariah, Mayam, Yahweh, I.S.U.P.K, Shemayim, Barakazah, Ayathan, Namawak, Al, and Awam, Shamarka, Kana, La'at, and Awam, Wala'at, and Yashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Taza'aka, Ayah, Namyaka, Namamam, Hashemat, La'at, Ka, Barak, Balayo, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Kol Ra, Yashamar, Atmakashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabawaka, Mayata, Wa'ai, Ilalam.
Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes to the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help comes from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee small evil. Shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out, and thy coming in. This time forth is Allah. All manner of sickness, and all manner of disease. Power to cleanse the leper. Power against the unclean spirit. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
Water. Okay, sure. Bless Israel in Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushua. Barak Lanau. Yashala. Wahabayah. Parties. Barak. Rapa'ah. Magun. Hagun. say the name of loved ones once. Everyone repeats name once. So with this prayer right here, with Bless Israel, you say a name, and we repeat. We repeat the name, and that's us sending up prayers to that certain someone. All right. So for those that's on YouTube or Facebook, if you want to type in anybody's name, we will repeat it. You can check Facebook, and I'll just stick to YouTube. And otherwise, for those in the room, you can mention any name. Just say the name, and we will repeat after you. Anybody?
Minneapolis camp.
Minneapolis camp.
Indiana camp.
Indiana camp.
Ohio camp.
Ohio camp.
Kentucky. No, destroyed of Israel.
All destroyed of Israel.
No.
Anybody else? Mention anybody, any loved one. See what I'm saying? Praying family.
Renata. Rayshawn. Deshawn.
Anybody else?
House of
Torah.
I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis.
I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis.
I.S.U.P.K. North Carolina.
I.S.U.K. North Carolina. All right. House of Makatazah.
House of Makatazah.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
All right. Ba'ashim Yahushai.
Ba'ashim Yahushai.
Tawada Aman.
Tawada Aman.
Yeah, nobody.
Prayer for the blessed in English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Bless us. In Israel. And the schools. Bless. Heal. Shield. Protect. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it.
I was gonna say next time, just make sure you say loved ones.
Huh?
That's the next time. Make sure you say loved ones.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think so. No. Okay. My bad. Psalms 83 in Hebrew. Alahayim. Yatakar. Shem Yasha'ala. I.W. Kiyah. And why to the what? Ba. Yakakwa. Ayaka. Barya. Yakara. Ahoya. Adawam. Wa. Yashama. Allah. Yum. Mawapa. Wagari. Gabal. Wamawan. Wamalak. Kalashak. I'm Yeshabia. Tazabur. Okay. Gam Ashawar. Nalawa. Imam. Hayawa. Zerwa. Labanya Lawat. Salah. Aisha. Laham. Kamadi. Kasiyat. Sara'ah. Kayabi. Wanakol. Koyash. One. Nasham. Malwa. Bayan. Darak. Hayawa. Daman. La'adama. Shinyakamwa. Nadab. Ya. Mawa. Kaira. Wakazabak. Wakazazol. Mana. Kol. Nayashakamwa. Ashar. Amar. Narashat. Nanawa. Na'awa. Alahayim. Alahaya. Shinyakamwa. Vogola. Kokwash. Lapanya. Oyaka. Ka'ash. Tabayriyayu. Wa. Kalaba. Talahat. Hari. Khan. Daradapma. Basaraka. Basa. Patka. Talahalu. Mala'a. Panyahum. Kualawan. Waya. Bakwashwa. Shimka. Yahawa. Yabashwa. Waya. Mahowa. Ayai. Waya. Harwa. Waya. Abatwa. Waya. Dayu. Kiya. Shimka. Yahawa. Batka. All you want. All. Call. Ha. Haratazah.
Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O
And
Yahweh.
be not still,
O God.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult,
That enemies make a tumult.
and they that hate thee
and they that hate thee,
have lifted up the head.
And lift up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
And take crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people.
and consulted against thy hidden
And
ones.
consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation,
cut them off from being a nation.
that the name of Israel
that the name of Israel
may be no more remembered.
will be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
Where they consult together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee,
They are confederate against thee.
the tabernacles of
The
Edom,
tabernacles of Edom.
and the Ishmaelites
And
of
the
Moab,
Israelites.
and the Hagarenes,
And the Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Baal,
and Ammon,
And Ammon.
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also is joined with them.
Ashur also joined with them.
They are hoping the children of Lot.
They hope the children of Lot.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites,
Doing them as the Midianites.
as to Sisera,
That's a Sisera.
as Red,
Make them look like the word.
and like Zeid,
Like the fire burning the wood.
and as a flame set the mountains on fire.
As the flame set the mountains on fire.
To persecute them with thy tempest,
To persecute them with thy tempest.
and make them afraid with thy
And
storm.
make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame.
that they may seek thy
And
name,
you seek thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded,
Let them be confounded.
in trouble,
In trouble.
forever.
Forever.
Yea,
Yea.
let them be put to
Let
shame,
them be put to shame.
and perish,
And perish.
that men may know
That men may know.
that thou,
Thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high
over all the earth.
over all the earth. Actually, the next part is for you, English. Power structures.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things
and
living.
all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of
In the name
Yahushua,
of Yahushua.
listen to us now,
Listen to us now.
right now.
Right now.
And evils and curses,
And evils and curses.
and punishment, destruction,
Punishment, destruction.
to the heathen
To the heathen.
that speak against
That
us,
speak against us.
thy prophets,
Thy prophets.
the teachers,
The teachers.
the princes,
The princes.
the priests,
The priests.
the Israelite brothers of the
Israelite
school,
brothers.
Brothers of school.
send evils and curses,
He was a curse.
and punishment, destruction,
Punishment,
to
destruction
the heathen,
to the heathen.
and shake loose the treasure
And shake loose the treasure
of the rich of
of
Israel,
the rich of
that
Israel.
refuse to give to the
That
school,
refuse to give to the school.
force their riches,
Force their riches.
to enter to thy
Into
sanctuary,
thy sanctuary.
send evils and
So
curses,
he was a curses.
and punishment, destruction,
Punishment, destruction
to the Edomites,
To the Edomites.
and the nation,
in
And the nation.
and the drug dealers,
Drug dealers.
the court system,
Court system.
prison system,
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood.
all the governments of our enemies,
All of those who are our enemies.
Amalek, synagogues, and armies,
Amalekites and God's armies.
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church.
Pope,
Pope.
Islam,
Islam.
Christianity,
Christianity.
Egyptology,
Egyptology.
militia,
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads,
Skinheads.
Posse Comitatus,
Comitatus.
the gay movement,
Gay movement.
the lesbian movement,
Lesbian movement.
spies,
Spies.
workers of witchcraft,
Workers of witchcraft.
NASA space program,
National Space Program.
Army,
Army.
Navy,
Navy.
Air Force,
Air Force.
Marine,
Marines.
Wall Street,
Wall Street.
open up the internet,
Open up the internet.
and the
And
airwaves,
airwaves.
cable access channel,
Cable access channel.
and the radio
And the
channel.
radio channel.
Convict the spirit
Convict the spirit
of any of thy people
Any of thy people.
that seek to stop us
to stop us.
and bring swift
And
destruction
bring swift destruction
to all the heathen
to all the heathen
that stand in the way
That stand in the way.
or try to stop us
try to stop us.
broadcasting your word
Broadcast your word
throughout the planet Earth.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues,
Let loose all the plagues.
cause them to go to and fro
cause go to and fro
through the earth
through the earth
and consume them.
consume them.
Let the plague shake
Let the plague shake
the house of the thief
the house of the thief
and the murderer.
and the murderer.
Let
And
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Michael and Gabriel
Michael and Gabriel
come down with the flying saucer
come down with flying saucers
and punish all the heathen
punish all the
that
heathen
come up against us
come against us.
as we speak thy
To
words.
speak
Speak thy words.
Cause it to be known
cause to be known
by all
All.
that is the angels that have done
That
it.
the angels have done it.
Cause it to be spread
cause to be spread
through the media
Through the media.
throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of
In the
Yahushua,
name of Yahushua.
thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it. Christ. Alright. You want to close that? Alright. You brothers and sisters can turn back around. Alright.
Yahusha.
Yeah, by the way, La Yasha'Allah means to Israel. It is a singular. see what I'm saying? Because this is traditional. You want to let them know where you're going to read at? Ecclesiastes 7:15.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, starting at verse 15.
Lonnie, should you take care of that? It's going to be over here, 15. 15 should be, yeah. Sorry, 15. That's right. Make sure I have this.
Ahaya. Hakaz.
So, brother, you know what Tanakh is, right?
Like the third word. Like the third word.
Yeah. It's like the Syrian and the Hebrew in it. See what I'm saying? So that's what he's reading out of. So you don't understand right away. It's fine. It's the Tanakh. Ecclesiastes. Yeah. And I was going to say, the more you study the language, the more you'll understand. Because he's just putting them together. Yeah. And I can show you an app too. Okay, I'll show you an app later, alright?
I'm gonna like Habal.
At the end of it.
Salam, yeah. So no pressure.
So what books are tonight?
So
8:45.
Habala ya. Habalia.
146.
Habalia. Ya. Shah.
Yeah, Yash.
Yash.
Oh, but it pretty much I believe it has just like the Old Testament. I want to say. I have to double check. Last time I checked, I believe it's just the Old Testament.
Tazadia.
But there is a new up-to-date one.
Tazadiyakwa.
Like everything in the Bible.
Tazadiyakwa.
Right now, which is pretty much going through the books that's in the Old Testament. Not a set order, because you know how a lot of people try to read from Genesis to Revelation. You gotta understand those are the two time. So it's not a book that you read from alphabetical order.
Yeah, because it's personally
Break it down.
Katazah.
Right. So yeah.
Batazad.
So yeah, that is right.
Quadwa. Wayasha. Wayash. Tasha. Rasha. Rashad. Ma. Mariak. Barak. Barayaka.
You don't never start over. When you go Barai, and then work on the other two.
Okay, Barai.
Is it Baraka? Huh?
Baratawa.
Is there a W-A-H at the end?
What it is the Ta and the Wa.
Okay, yeah.
Allah.
Could just be all.
All.
Ta.
Taha. Taka. Takaya. Tahaya.
That's a ha. Yeah, I know it's kind of confusing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Alright, keep going. I'm on 16, huh?
Yeah.
Haraka.
Okay, where you like to?
Third word.
Okay.
Not a fourth one.
Yeah, Ba.
Araba. Wahaba.
Wow.
Wa'al.
That's a difficult one right here.
Kahar.
This is two.
Yeah, how would you say that? I'm not gonna get there. Nothing. How you say that?
Right.
Qatar.
And then the other two, same like.
Qatar.
Kakam. Tata Kayam.
Kahar. Kayam.
Yeah, that was kind of.
Nah. Yeah. Yawa.
Right.
Yawa. Karab. Yawa.
Right. And then the other one. Or you want to break it down. This one you want to break it down 2 and 2.
So Yawa.
Be Yawa. And then Dar.
Yawa Dar.
Kind of messing us up on the 3 and 1. Yeah, 2 and
Lama'a.
right.
Kashara.
No,
Manya.
The shower.
Manat.
Just
Masad.
Mom. Right.
All. Kata.
Yeah. When it comes to these,
Sharad.
what it is, we gotta when it comes to these, the ones that look alike like that, we gotta just look at the details because the thigh will have the little boot at the end. And then, the ha will have a missing piece there. And then the ka won't have neither one of those.
Harab. Kaha.
Maybe just Araba.
So, which verse is that?
17. Rahala.
Just be wall.
Raw.
Wall, yeah.
Kahaya.
Okay, this is one where you'll be able to see the differences between the two. The tha and the ha. See the differences?
So the first one is the tha.
Right. And the second one is the ha.
The yawa.
Yes.
The raya.
Daya.
Daya.
Right.
Sakala.
It just be sakal.
Sakal.
Right.
Lama.
Yeah, that's it.
Just Lama.
Right.
Kasa Ra.
Da.
Oh, that's the Ma. Yeah, the Ma Ra.
Wa.
The Ma Ra.
Yeah, it's Wa.
The Ma Ra. Kala.
Just be Bala.
That's a B. Bala.
Right. And Bala.
Bala.
Doc.
Doc. Tawab. Ashar.
Right.
So the Ya.
Yeah, now see that's a ka.
Okay.
The difference between the three, all three have a slight difference from each other, even though they look alike.
Kaya. The Ra. The Wa.
Right.
Watazar.
This would be Wa. Yeah, that's a God between that.
Oh, that's a God. Okay, so
Wagam.
Manaya.
Would be
Mazar. All.
Right.
Then I come up here.
Right.
So where am I?
I just finished right here.
Okay.
All.
So which verse is that?
This is 18.
Okay, so you go to the next page. See what I learned now.
Right.
Yeah.
I started at 15, so 19. Then we switch.
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
19 your last month?
Yeah.
Okay. No, wait. How many did you do?
19 to be 4.
Yeah, 15 to 18.
Yeah. 19.
Oh, so yeah, I'll do 19.
There
What
you
you
go.
did? 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, you did 4.
Yeah. I'm not at 19 yet though.
Oh.
It's the end of 18.
Oh, okay.
I'm almost there.
I was gonna say, okay.
And then, yeah, just bear with me. So this would be a ka.
You talking about this right here? Yeah, that's right. No, wait, hold on. I think I see something. No, because it's this right here. It's thigh.
All right.
Yeah, thigh.
The na.
Yeah, thigh. Yep.
The naya. Asha. Yada. Yadara. Kaya. Yeah, is that a D? Yadaya. Allah.
Hey, brother. If you push it this way,
Allah,
like, turn it on. Push it towards you. That's code 1.
Ayam. Ya Tazar.
That was good work. 19 through 21, huh?
Yep.
Alright, let's see. This is
We started at 15.
alright, let's see. This is okay. Alright, verse 19, Ecclesiastes 7, verse 19. This is going to be Haka, Kama. You correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Okay.
Let me see, let's start. Aiza. This is yeah. Lakam. Mashar.
Okay.
Mashara, that's right. Mashara. That's ta, right?
Right.
Shalayam.
Right. Shalayatni.
Yep, Shalayam. Okay. Ashar, so like Ashar, I should say. This is going to be Hayawa. Hayawa. That's also in the prayers. It's going to be Bayar. All right. Verse 20. It's going to be, I want to say, is that Kiyah?
Right.
Yeah, Kiyah. Also in the prayers. Let me see. That looks like Adam.
Right.
Adam. Okay. All right. Adam. We also have Ayana. Ayan. It's like Ayan. The water. Ayan, because it's the ending. So Ayan. There we go. Taza. Is that?
Tazayaku.
Okay. Khan. This is by. So it's like I know what this is. Okay. This is Bartaza.
Barataza.
Oh, it's like a bar. Oh yeah, Barataza. That's right. Ashar. Yai. That's Yaisha. Yeah, Yasha. All right. Let's see. This is Tawab.
Right.
Wala. That's that's like no. You just say Yakata. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. There you go. All right. Let's see here. Verse 21. Give me a second. I know what it is. It's gum.
Right.
All right. Gum. Lakol.
Right.
Yeah. Lakol. Hadab. Barium.
Right.
Ashar. Yadar. Bar.
Right.
Allah.
Get all horrible.
Till I say all. I should say all. It's actually all. For the last one.
Right. All.
Yeah, all. Yeah. Let's see here now. It's more better when I write it out, to be quite honest with you. This is the Tawa.
The Don.
Say it again.
The Don.
The Thon. Oh, that's a na, right?
Right.
The Thon. Okay, the Thon. The water. All right. Labawa. Labawa.
It'd be Labak right there. There's a ka at the end right there.
It is?
Right.
Let me see. Oh, okay, Connor, you're right. I see. Okay, the water. All right. Ashar again. La'a, which is no. This is Dashamai.
Right.
Ath.
Right.
Abadak. Abadak.
Right.
Okay, I'm signing Christ. Salakia. Wait a minute, what was that? Yeah. And lastly, we have Makwa Balak.
Right.
Alright, I'm signing Christ. I believe that's it. Clap it up. Alright, the water for you reading. Now we're going to get into the portion of just the Bible as far as reading the Tanakh. So
Yeah, I'm about to say, just raise your hand.
Question, yes.
Yeah, we can get into it before we start reading. What you got, brother?
So, about the Armageddon.
All right.
Say about the what?
Armageddon.
Is like one of the mysteries, you said, right? This is going to be, because I was told that it's not just gonna be like a one-day thing, like the missiles just hit and America's just, a lake of fire. I was told that it was gonna be like a process. Like it's gonna take probably some weeks or something. There's gonna be missiles hitting, and it's gonna take a while to consume the whole country.
So did someone prove that to you in scripture?
Man, this was months ago.
Okay, and you learned this from what, class or something, from somebody else?
I'll be watching a lot of different camps online. I'll be watching H.O.Y, Automatic, I'll be watching One Body, I'll be watching you guys.
Okay, well, in order for that to be true, they have to prove it, but as far as the lake of fire, as far as the missiles hitting, what we know in the scriptures is that, the earth is going to be, America's going to get hit, or, when Christ comes, things of that sort, that's going to take place within an hour. See what I'm saying? It's
spiritual hour.
No, it's going to happen in an actual hour.
There's a precept for that.
Yeah, it's in Revelations, and it talks about, what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
in 1 hour.
It's going to go down.
Yeah, it's going to go down in 1 hour. You know what I'm saying? We never heard nothing about no weeks or anything like that.
No, I think they might be confusing, like, these countries are going to war with each other first.
Right.
And
Now that's going to take a process, as it is right now. See what I'm saying?
So
Because we are in the last days.
In the midst of that, in the midst of them fighting each other, then Christ comes. When Christ comes with 200 million angels, that's when they're going to take an hour. Right. They're going to engulf the world with 200 million angels. That'll take an hour. Ain't no telling how long the process will take between country and country. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to keep the peace right now, but the most I just keep stirring the pot, you know what I'm saying? Making them bump heads. And then eventually that's going to start World War III. In the midst of World War III, Christ comes back from the east with 200 million angels. That process, with Yahushua come with the angels, only takes an hour. As far as the countries warring against each other, who fucking knows?
Right.
But the missiles is going to come before Yahushua.
Yeah.
That's correct. Yes, that is correct. Yes.
Also,
see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Well, also too, it's not going to take no time to wipe things out. That's why they scared now. They're so afraid of a nuclear war, because they know the damage it's going to do in a short period of time.
Fighter jets from Russia and all of that.
Right.
Like
right there.
by the West Coast, they're doing drills and formations and all that.
Right, yeah, I heard about that.
Right.
To bomb America or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, they waiting to get. I mean, a lot of people got America on the sights, the targets. I mean, they trying to do everything. That's one of the reasons why all of that stuff's going on in Africa and all of that. You have the Chinese moving in over there. The Chinese are allied with the Russians, so they're going to need a pathway to lead them. You know what I'm saying? To lead, crossing the Atlantic and all of that. They trying to take. They're going to try to take the slave route here. The route that they took us on in the slave ships, try and get here. That's why they need Africa at this time. That's why they building, all the, infrastructure over there and all of that stuff. They need them as allies.
And it's going to consume South America too, and Canada.
And when the scripture talks about the big heads, we're talking about the book of Ezra, the book of Daniel, and it talks about Spain, Russia, all those big places. You see what I'm saying? All those big, powers. Because America is a great power.
Yeah.
So all those big powers are going to that to get hit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are going to get weakened and damaged, just like America is.
Yeah.
And then, Christ is going to finish it off.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? And so that's what it is. And as you know, how long have we been dealing with the last days? Coming up into, World War III.
Right. It's been the last days for about 2,000 years now, but it has been, of course,
it's been a long time. It hasn't been a week. You see what I'm saying? It's the whole point I was trying to get to. It's so, you see what I'm saying? But it never happened because it wasn't the time.
That's in the scripture that he was.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Where it ties into the story of Jonah. Where you remember how a lot of people talk about the prophecy of Christ when Christ was supposed to come back a long time ago,
Right.
but it never happened.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It was the Lord changing his mind about the situation.
Right.
It's like the same thing with the story of Jonah. You know about that story about Jonah?
Yeah, Jonah and the well.
Huh? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You remember how he's supposed to tell the people if they don't follow the Lord that this will happen, everybody will be destroyed in the city, the city of Nineveh. So what happened once he told everybody what was to come?
I haven't even got to that book yet.
Okay, so what happened once Jonah, delivered a message to everybody?
Yeah, went out to Nineveh and they repented.
They repented, and the prophecy that was to come that he spoke about, it never happened.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And that made him, discouraged. Hey, keep it down back there. All right, keep it down. You see what I'm saying? So, the whole point is that, Christ is supposed to have been back a long time ago, but it never happened. The Lord has given us more time. The fact that we have to wake up every single day and Christ ain't here, that means that we still got work to do. And we should be happy about this because a lot of us, a lot of our people is not inside of here. Keep it down. All right? You see what I'm saying? And so, that's the beauty of it. So you understand that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Any more questions?
Yeah, one more.
Go ahead.
All right. What tribe is Guyanese people from?
Tribe.
I know somebody that's from Guyanese, and he act like he's an African or something.
That's Benjamin. It's tribe of Benjamin.
Yeah, I figured that West Indian. Because they sound just like the West Indian.
Yeah, Guyana. Yeah,
But he got like an African spirit on him. Like he's from Guyana. But he always talk this African stuff and African Bibles and all this stuff.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
bad.
but you got to think about it though. We came over here with so many African customs, and you still got brothers that still hang on to that stuff. Like they even celebrate holidays and everything, like in the Caribbean, to the ancient Philistine gods.
Right.
The Haitians and all of them, they do it too. The Haitians and the Jamaicans and all of that. And then you got to look at,
Jamaicans
us.
love Africans too.
Right.
My mom's Jamaican.
And then you got to look. I mean, even Cubans do the stuff too. The Cubans and all of the Afro Latinas, they cling on to Africa real heavy too. So that's a huge thing right next to Christianity when it comes to that Islam, and Christianity. These are like the three evil superpowers that they got. You know what I'm saying? They put on our necks with.
Yeah.
So any more questions besides that?
Last one. What does Khan mean again? That means excuse me, right?
You said again?
Salakia.
Salakia means excuse me. Khan means okay.
Yeah.
Verse 15. All things have I seen in the days of my vanity. There is a just man that perisheth in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man that prolongeth his life in his wickedness. Good night.
Go ahead. Slide, read it one more time. I think she already went. Oh, yeah. Slide, my bad. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 15. All things have I seen in the days of my vanity. There is a just man that perishes in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man that prolongeth his life in his wickedness.
I'll give that to you, Sarah.
Okay. Now think about this for a second. The just man, we lost one of our brothers, and that brother was what, 25 years old? Gabi?
Yeah, it's pretty young.
And that brother was a strong dude in this truth. I don't know how many years he's actually been in this truth, but then, because see, the people in the world that'll make them ask the question like, how such a good dude die so young? Right quick. But then you see people like David Rockefeller, and we know that they the wicked. People like that are the wicked of the wicked, and they living to be 100 and 100 something years old. And that kind of baffles the mind a little bit, So what was he going to say?
So this verse is talking about, it's not really talking about Esau, it's just talking about anybody.
It's talking about Israel.
Actually, it's talking about the Israelites.
So because I was looking at a video the other day about that with a prophet. I forgot what prophet it was. He was prophesying. One of his prophets right there. And he asked the Lord, so you going to kill even the prophets? I don't know what book that is.
Right, but it's this is explaining that it's we all gotta die, right?
Right.
So it's better to die in your righteousness. You see what I'm saying?
We all have to die?
Everybody's gonna die.
Yeah, everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody
That's like, you know what I'm saying? That's a given. You know what I'm saying? We all, but reincarnation is real. You see what I'm saying? So like people that die, you go to the Most High, you get a judgment, you come back to live out that judgment. That process continues till Yahushua comes back. You see what I'm saying? But it said that it's better to die in your righteousness. So like it's better for me to be out at camp with my brothers and just drop dead right then and there versus me living a long life being a wicked bastard.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Go, what's up?
When that prophet dropped dead, they were saying that I think there was a precept where he was he did something for him to drop dead. I think he like rebuked the northern kingdom. And
Well, that
like
might
basically telling them y'all can't get no salvation or something.
That might be a punishment. I'm not familiar with that.
But we all have to die at the end of the day. All of us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's like I just want to say something. Like, okay, us brothers up here being in the I.S.U.P.K, being in the truth, just because you serve the Most High doesn't mean that you won't die. How many prophets have served the Most High and still died? Whether they was, not whether, but even when they were serving the Most High, being righteous, you see what I'm saying? They still died. I mean, the main person that should pop up to your mind is Christ.
Right.
Christ was a man with no sin, but he still died.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
But was it that his judgment from him being King Solomon?
You said what now?
From what he was doing when he was King Solomon?
No.
Was it that kind of, he had to die for Israel, but was that kind of punishment for what he did in his past life?
No. Go ahead.
What it is, his life was meant to be a sacrifice. That's why, like, Old Testamentites don't get the people that only look at the Old Testament, they don't get it. But his life was meant to be a sacrifice for the sins of Israel.
Right.
That's the reason why the Most High had the sacrifice of the lambs and all of that. It wasn't about no animal sacrificing no animals.
Right.
It was a forerunner of what he was going to do. So he didn't die, but
That's really the whole purpose of why he died. I think about, all the other prophets that died. Remember, what's the brother's name? Is it Stephen or Stephen?
right,
That got killed.
Stephen, right,
Stephen was a prophet of God, and Stephen got killed for serving of the Lord.
right.
You ever read that story? Was that the book of Acts?
In Acts,
It's the
right.
book of Acts. It was a great soldier by the name of Stephen who was serving God, and they killed him. It was the Romans, right?
Right, all right. No, it was actually Israelites.
There you go.
It was Israelites.
Salak, yeah, it was the Israelites. You see what I'm saying? And I can find that for you a little bit later. But the moral of the story is just because you're in the truth, just because you serve God doesn't mean that you won't die. It's life in general. We are going to die, but what's something to think about? Before death even touches you, you got to ask yourself, if I was to leave this earth today, how would I go out? Will I go out being a drug dealer? Will I die being, a whoremonger, a homosexual? I don't want to say womanizer, but abuser, a pimp. You see what I'm saying? How do I want to go out? Because when you die, your name is everything. At least it should be, because that's your reputation. You see what I'm saying? You don't want people, pissing on your name or pissing on your grave when you die. That's horrible. I tell people all the time, I remember when I was young in the truth, and I remember one time I was around family, and they were talking about how someone had died. I believe it was either in the family or like a family friend, something like that, and pretty much I was talking about how it wasn't wise at the time to say this, but I pretty much said that that person that died in the family, although it was true, they deserved that death. The reason why I said that was because they lived a life as a sinner, but it was a time and place for it. But I chose the wrong time to say it. It's like you going to the funeral and be like, yeah, he was a drug dealer, he sold drugs. It makes sense why he died. You shouldn't really say that at a funeral. It's more about company and shit like that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's the truth. A lot of people lie about the person at the funeral, the person that died. Oh, he babysits the kids, he used to volunteer, this and that, but dude was slinging drugs. He was selling. See what I'm saying? He was beating up on all his baby moms. See what I'm saying? Dude was a child molester. You got a sister that dies. She was getting hit by the whole team. See what I'm saying? All these people sitting in the front right here at the funeral, they was pretty much, tapping that. It's crazy, The Christian church will lie to you, your name should be everything. See what I'm saying? Right. Even behind closed doors, people should talk great about your name. You know what I mean? And so that's very important. I just wanted to emphasize on that. All right, go ahead.
Just one more. This is the last.
Hey, as many as you need to.
Cause I see like a lot of camps coming at a different point of views on certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So like as far as after the Yahweh comes back in America is finished, then we're over there in Israel.
Yeah.
Well, actually, when the Edomites is extinct and 1,000 years is finished, because I was here in camp saying that we don't really die, but we translate after 1,000 years. But the Bible says, death and be thrown into the lake of fire, and we're gonna live forever. Some camps say we're gonna live forever. Some camps are saying we're gonna live for like 1,000. We're gonna fulfill 1,000 years, and then we're gonna translate. That way, the earth is not overpopulated.
There's going to be a time, to where it won't be no death. There's going to be a time, to where, eventually it will be no need for it. And all the souls that, that will be here, It's like the one, when it talks about, for we shall not all die, but shall be changed, You'll have some people during that time that won't even taste it. Just like what happened with Enoch. But that time is certainly not now.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, are we gonna
we're gonna be living a lot longer. Think about it. The king under King Solomon, King David, people was dying then. You see what I'm saying? That was the kingdom of the Lord. People were still dying. Well, in this kingdom, people are still going to die, but the thing about it, we're going to be fulfilling our days, though. We're not fulfilling our days here. Niggas is dying at 50,
right.
40.
And death and dying or passing away is like two different things. Death is almost like a punishment. You see what I'm saying? When you get put to death in your 30s and 20s, 45, that's a punishment. You know what I'm saying? That's death. But if you live to 90 and 100, you pass away. That ain't the same thing as dying in your 30. You live your whole life. You just see your great grandkids. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. You see what I'm saying? So your soul will still be recycled in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why it says all Israel will be saved. But you got to think, when these nuclear bombs go off, a lot of our Israelites is going to die.
Right.
How are they going to be saved? Because we're going to be in the kingdom having babies.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They're going to come back that way. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So death and dying and passing away is different. You know what I'm saying? Like death won't be like we dying of cancer and diabetes and AIDS and shit like that. You see what I'm saying?
Like
that stuff will be gone. You be surrounded by your family. You 110 years old and shit. You see what I'm saying? It's different.
Right. Check this out. It's also a scripture that says what is it? One shall talk something about one shall be 1,000. A little one should be 1,000, and a mighty one a strong nation, or something like that.
Yeah.
Now think about it, how we was way back then. You would see 3 or 4 generations of your grandkids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It would make you just like a king. If you think about it, look way back. You living to be 130 years old. You seeing a whole, you know what I'm saying? You got a tribe already. You live in the sequel. And nowadays that's not happening. And then not only that, but the kids was in order, they wasn't in the way of death like that, I mean, think about it, all the patriarchs died with their sons and families at their bedside,
So that's pretty much what happened to Enoch. No, he didn't even.
No, Enoch was translated right. He didn't even, the Most High just took him. Because what it was, he was the top prophet on the earth. And he's down there, teaching the people and everything. Of course, it was similar to today. You had the children of Cain ruling,
right?
At that time, and they were the tempters to go against the Lord's ways, which Enoch taught.
Mm-hmm.
But then it came a time to where he was gone, and then that was the precursor to the flood. That's why he had that son. One of his descendants was Methuselah. The name Methuselah actually means when he dies, the rain will come.
Mm-hmm.
So when Methuselah died,
I forgot about that.
Right, he lived 969 years old.
Good night. All right, let's get to verse 16.
Okay. Which verse? Oh yeah, verse 16. Go ahead. My bad. Yeah.
That's luck. All right, verse 16. Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself?
Now, so everybody knows what this talking about, right?
We got an idea. Okay.
Go ahead. Otherwise, I can break it down.
Okay. So go take the top.
Read again, kind of. Verse 16. Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself?
That's it right there. So being over righteous can get you killed.
Right.
Well, yeah.
It's not saying like don't do too much good. That's not what it's saying.
Yeah, I understand that.
People go into self-righteousness, and that's, they get puffed up on self-righteousness. Just like what the Pharisees was doing with Christ. When they asked him, when they were saying, why do your disciples, don't wash their hands before they eat? That ain't in the Bible that you got to watch out. There ain't no scripture say thou must wash thy hands before thou eat. It ain't no scripture to say that. That ain't in the law. But these dudes have been keeping their customs, so when they sat there and melted their customs into the law. You know what I'm saying? So they being, righteous over much, right, and being overly wise, that where they even got stupid.
Right. It's like on that too as well. How it broke it down to me as well is you don't want to overstep your boundaries. Meaning you don't want to like you don't want to. Okay, it's also saying like you want to stay in your lane. So for example, right, if you know the ranks in the school, right? An officer, captain, and general. If you are an officer, you see what I'm saying? Why are you trying to overstep your boundaries and act like you are the captain in the room? See what I'm saying? You have to stay in your lane as an officer. See what I'm saying? Now, if you want to act like or be a captain, you have to, that has to be your position. See what I'm saying? It's like you being at a job, right?
Like you're wrong.
Yeah. So you are
foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time?
What does that mean? Now, what is the flip side of this? Anybody?
Actually enjoy it,
right.
Like you have some dude, just out of desperation and poverty and everything, he's selling it and he's spooked about it and he knows, man, I'm doing wrong, something's gonna happen. But the other dude, he actually loves selling dope.
Right.
So, man, I gotta read Ecclesiastes. This is crazy to see these verses right here. So, with that verse we just read, it said, be not over much wicked. So, it's saying, like you just said, though.
Right, now he wanted, like, say for instance, Michael Jordan, he's over much wicked. He was already a nasty nigga at first. You know what I'm saying? He's already a nasty nigga at first. He treats people like garbage.
Right.
He's getting over wicked.
Right, not only that, see, I'm gonna show you where the over wicked comes. When he started investing in them damn prisons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's adding wickedness on top of wickedness on top of wickedness.
Right.
Because the Lord pretty much blessed him with his career. The Lord does everything. He was over wicked because he was the money and all that other stuff. And he was.
Here's the thing. Me myself, when it comes to like sports and entertainment and stuff like that, I don't look at it as the blessing of the Lord because that's what Christians do a lot of the time. The devil has his rewards too. That's one of the reasons why a person like has money and stuff. And you start seeking the Lord, check it out. So you start seeking the Lord and everything. What happens? All of that stuff goes. A lot of the times it be like that. Sometimes the Lord allows you to keep a certain amount of things, but the devil gets mad at you. You go on that job and rocking the shield. You know what I'm saying? Now he's going to threaten to take away everything that he believes that he gave you.
That's what they doing in Lil Boosie. They took his Instagram down because of the things he was saying about Wayne Wade, the homosexual stuff about his son, and things like that. Now he was telling them that's his money, and now he's begging Mark Zuckerberg and and all of them Edomites over there,
Right.
pretty much begging him to turn his lives back on so he can get some more money.
Right.
And it seemed like to me they kind of pushing him up against that wall, like, man, no, this is what you need. You need to shut your mouth and do what we tell you to do.
Right, you know
all
why?
that little hood stuff you talking
Right.
about. You need to be out here with skinny clothes on.
Right.
You know, pushing his homosexual agenda,
Right.
which they don't really ain't really on it.
Right,
I
right.
think that's what they're trying to do to him. Like, man,
Yeah.
you need to be pushing this homosexual, or else we gonna shut your money down.
Right. Because a lot of them New Orleans dudes, you know what I'm saying? A lot of those dudes is kind of hard, hardcore. I mean, they've been in the underground rap all since the days of Bust Down, way back in the day. You know, he came out so long ago, people don't even know who the hell he even is. But they was, they ain't really people that like to be pushed around like that. You know, that's why like, a lot of them is Levites. Levites, they don't like to be pushed around and, and bullied into things.
Yeah, come. Yeah.
All right.
Keep going.
So like verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
It is good that thou shouldest take hold of this.
Mm-hmm.
Ye also from this withdraw.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like, yea, also from this withdraw not thine hand. For he that feareth God shall come forth of them all.
Now, so what this talking about says, it is good that thou shouldst take hold of this. So it's just letting you know, like King Solomon's letting you know, like don't partake, don't carry on this trait or characteristic of being over much righteous or wicked. See what I'm saying? That's what it's saying. But it's also saying, also from this withdraw not thine hand. Now, withdraw thine hand from what exactly? It's fearing of the Most High, because that's the next verse. And that's pretty straightforward. Also, too, when it says, fear of God shall come forth of them all, what does that mean? What does that last part mean?
Yeah, okay. Like, say, for instance, we were just talking about, like, Michael Jordan and the celebrities and everything. Mm-hmm. But the dudes that stand strong in the U.P.K., we're going to outshine them. It don't seem like it right now. It don't seem like it right now. We on the come up right now. But it's going to come a time where they're going to come down, and we look at it like Michael Jordan right now is being the greatest basketball player. But then we're going to think about things like how he did this prison system thing and how he actually treated people and all of that stuff, and how he never spoke up for black people. Now his name is going to be like dirt. It's going to be like grabbing people. And our name is going to be great. And you know how people like to donate to the rich and all of that stuff right now. They ain't gonna be want to give them nothing, and they're gonna want to, they want to fill up our treasures. And then Michael Jordan, TJ, all of these are the celebrities and the makers. Yeah, they're gonna be begging us for a breadcrumb.
And that's right. And that was a good way to add on, because that's what it is. See what I'm saying? That's the spirit of it. Keep going.
Come. Verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom strengthens the wise more than 10 mighty men which are in the city.
Well, why is that so powerful? What is that saying?
Well, the word is stronger than 10 men, pretty much, right? You coming back, you learning the knowledge of the Most High is because the Bible is sharper than any double-edged sword. So you having that, and that's like the scriptures say, that's like the strongest weapon on the earth, right?
Right.
So pretty much what that's saying is having the wisdom of the Most High is stronger than pretty much anything.
Hey, I heard two precepts. That's right. Everything that you said was pretty much sums up those two precepts when it speaks about that. Wisdom is a lot stronger than what a lot of people think. A lot of people in the world are so carnal that they think that the things that they physically have is more powerful and strong. And once again, it's funny how it used a spiritual sense and it used a physical sense. The physical sense was 10 strong men. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's that spirit that you need that's going to, how can I say it? It's that wisdom that's going to overpower. You see what I'm saying? Every goddamn thing that's thrown at you.
And also too,
go ahead.
It will cause your own riches or whatever you have not to turn against you.
Right.
Because the man that has all of these riches and everything, he's not wise. everything that he has can turn against him. Just like certain drug dealers and everything, they get all this money, and the feds is watching them. They make a strong purchase out there, and you got a 16-year-old running around with, what I'm saying, Mercedes SUV or something, and they looking at him now. What he has is actually working against him, is fighting him. He's getting his behind kicked by the SUV that he bought. You know what I'm saying? Which is not wisdom at all. He just got, some things. Also, too, it could be used like Alexander, who got cut off in the prime of his life. But then you have Christ that got cut off in the prime of his, right? Christ was operating in wisdom. Alexander was operating in foolishness. And he got
Alexander the Greek.
Right. He's over screwing goats and you know what I'm saying, having gay sex and all that. I bet you that's what killed him.
Ain't that where the shaving of the beard comes from?
Right. Actually, it came before that. The Canaanites did that.
Right.
But the Greeks took on, the Edomites took on all the customs of Canaan. That's why you get like the naked statues and naked drawings and all of that stuff. Right.
It's like Rome.
Right.
It's like Egypt.
Right.
And Babylon.
Right. And all the kingdoms of the Canaanites, because they did it.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right. Yes. Sodom and Gomorrah was Canaanites.
That's right.
Right.
Oh, that was the Canaanites.
Yes, that was Canaanites. It was Sodom, Gomorrah, Zeboim, and Admah. It was actually compiled of 5 superpower cities.
Hold on,
They were the America of its day.
Actually, this video is gonna be on YouTube.
Yeah. I'm sure.
They talk about ancient Egypt, but Sodom and Gomorrah was before Egypt.
Right.
And the Egyptians took on Sodom and Gomorrah's type of ways,
You just kind of see that today, man, because I had a little African homeboy. This was before I knew the truth. He was real cool with our family, man. And then once I learned the truth, it was like, I can't even really deal with him like that because you sold my people. But he the same, like he around my age, no beard, cut off, and he used to always tell me before I knew the truth. So I used to wonder why he used to tell me that, like clean that up, clean cut all this, like even before I knew the truth. I'm like, I'm not cutting this. I line this up and maybe cut myself.
He was telling you to cut it. He was telling you to cut your husband. He's trying to make you an African slave. That's what he's trying to do with you. Yeah. Next thing you know, he told you to get a bald head.
Exactly.
Bald head, no beard, no nothing.
Exactly.
All right, verse 20. Verse 20. For there is not just a man upon For there is not a just man upon earth that doeth good and sinneth not.
What's that speaking about?
What that's saying is there ain't no man without sin. Nobody's without sin.
Every man is transgressed, at some point.
Right.
I mean, even the most righteous, even of the prophets and everything that had transgressions. I mean, hell, look at Samson.
Right.
Samson like them hoes. He like eating hoes. Right. You know what I'm saying? He judged Israel for 20 years, but he still had to suffer behind what he did.
And this is also saying that there's nobody that's perfect, because Yahweh Shai is perfect, but there was nobody before him that was perfect.
Yeah, no one's perfect in themselves. The only thing that makes us, even have the possibility of being perfect is Christ. That's why it talks about no man is perfect. Yeah, that without Christ, of course, no man is perfect. But what are we without? Law, statutes, commandments, and everything? Right. We're like unto beasts. We're like animals.
So pretty much it's impossible to keep 613 laws?
No, it's not impossible at all.
So I mean not impossible, but
it's very possible.
So it's possible.
So let me give you an example. Committing a sin, right? So say I slip up and I go off on my brother, you know what I'm saying, and I commit a sin against him, right? That's like one thing, you know what I'm saying? I don't make it a lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? This ain't something I'm gonna continue to do.
Yeah.
I'm human, you know what I'm saying? I got into a bad spot, I made the wrong decision. You know what I'm saying? I go to my brother, ask for forgiveness. I go to Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? I go to the Most High, ask for forgiveness, and I change my ways. You see what I'm saying? That's different than me smoking weed every day. That's a lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? I'm just waking up. I know this is a sin, but still I'm gonna go get this weed. I'm gonna smoke it, and I make it a lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? We're all human. You're gonna slip up sometimes, but get up. It says a righteous man falls 7 times. That's the difference. You see what I'm saying, between a wicked person and a righteous person. Just because you fall don't mean you're not righteous. Get the fuck up is the key.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Get up and keep going. You see what I'm saying? Exactly.
Right.
So get up, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that no more. Try your best and keep pushing, because it's who endures to the end. Right. Satan is always gonna tempt us to the very end. If we, you know what I'm saying, like all of us up here, we was all smoking weed and doing all that stuff at one point in time. Every day I wake up, I gotta fight that. You see what I'm saying? Just because I'm an officer don't mean it got easier. Hell no, man. I gotta wake up. I gotta get in a private spot in my house, face the east. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Most High, help me today. You know what I'm saying? Help me to continue to defeat this. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not that person that I was, and I'm not making that a lifestyle. Not that I'm not gonna slip up, but I'm not gonna make it a lifestyle. You see what I'm saying?
Right. But Will, also when we think of the 613 laws and everything, our perception of it is wrong based on how the Christian church, because they the first one to tell you can't be perfect. Right? Our perception of it is messed up because we think of 613 individual laws, and if you think about it that way, it sounds overwhelming, right? But if we think about the commandments that Christ said was the top 2 commandments, you're gonna automatically, it's gonna be a chain reaction with everything else.
It's like a double.
Right. Like love thy neighbor as I love thyself. And it's gonna cover a whole lot, because you're not gonna do a whole lot of things because you love your neighbor.
Because there's laws that basically that they're the same as some other laws.
And there's laws of farming the land. I mean, if you're not a farmer, a lot of them laws don't even apply to you. You're not tilling the land, and if you're not a merchant where you're selling stuff to your brother, then a lot of laws don't apply to you. You can't sell mixed linens, but if you're not selling nothing, that don't even apply to you.
Right.
It's
All 613 don't really go.
Yeah, man, you gotta. It's broke down. You know what I'm saying? Some don't even apply to the average nigga in America.
Yeah, you have real estate laws.
Right.
In the Bible.
And also too, I was going to say, we've heard 613 laws. I've heard 620 laws. We just say over 600 or just any law. But of course, you know what I mean. Like they said, it really is a train, or it's like a chain reaction. See what I'm saying? It's the same thing when you sin. It could be a chain reaction as well. And also too, if you break one law, you have broken all of them. I believe that's in the book of James.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? James has about 5 books. And one of those chapters talks about when you offend one law, you offend all of them. It's as if you broke all of them. See what I'm saying? And so pretty much it's not a hard thing. Paul said in Romans the 6th chapter how the laws are not grievous. What is it, Romans 6 and 12?
I think it is.
I want to say how the laws are not grievous. I mean, it's not hard to do. It's not a burden. See what I'm saying? If someone tells you, if you look at what is considered a crime in America, right? I'm sure there's a whole list of it. You see what I'm saying? If people can, rack up the numbers of crimes, why can't people rack up the numbers of what it means to keep the law? That is just a excuse. See what I'm saying? If you're able to do this, you should be able to do that. To do the opposite of what you're doing. Because there are people that have lived life, just like we are living our life as an example to show you that it is possible. Now there are going to be people that be like, well, have you ever did this before? Yeah, in the past. Oh, well, see, look, you ain't perfect because you did some before. But am I doing it today or doing it now? So what does that mean today for me? Right. So do I still have the same reputation as the person I used to be? Or am I someone different because I'm doing something different today? I can't have that same label as yesterday because I'm not doing it today. And then you got wicked ass people who try to make any argument or excuse on why you should be wicked. They will never say that exact word, but they will, get to the point of pretty much like, we should sin. It should be okay. And a lot of people are afraid to look at themselves as filthy and as disgusting. They are afraid to change their ways. And that's what scares a lot of people. A lot of people don't want to change. They don't want to focus on the real reality.
Right.
And I definitely understand it. Change can be a lot, it can be difficult, it can be very hard. Transition. It can be hard. But this life is better. If you live, it's less of a headache. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to look, behind your back 24/7. And once again, you sleep better at night. All right, go ahead.
Before I knew this truth, man, there was days where I was.
What are you doing?
I was suicidal.
Go ahead.
Like, there was days I ain't even give a damn. I'm talking about. I'm sitting there probably trying to pop pills to kill myself, my baby. This is like some years ago. She looking like, what the hell is wrong with you? You know? Like my mind was just, cause I learned this truth 3 years ago. And before that, man, my mind was just, cause I didn't know too much of nothing. I was following Islam and all that garbage and Illuminati and all of that. And then once I learned everything, it was just empty. I'm like, so what else now? Like I'm still seem like something is missing. And I asked the Lord, like I literally asked the Lord, give me some knowledge. And one day I was going through my phone, and that's when I seen the Israelites, and they were saying what they were saying about God hating white people was coming in on ships, and I was high as hell that day too. I smoked a few blunts, and I was just watching. I'm like, what? That changed me ever since that day. Like man, I feel like I got a reason to live now.
I hear you.
Even though I still sin, I still feel like I got a reason to live now. I don't feel like how I used to feel no more.
And it's like I just said, and before we continue, I want to let you know that this is the right place to come. See what I'm saying? Now, of course, we don't encourage sin whatsoever, right? But if like you tell brothers, like I remember a brother had told me that he couldn't come to class because it was a student a long ass time ago. You see what I'm saying? Like years ago. I remember he said, I can't come to class because I still get high. If you're high, still come to class, and you won't want to get high anymore. See what I'm saying? If you truly want to stop sinning, you got to come to class, and we will fight those, help fight those demons, and that's what we do. But if you just not come to class, of course you're going to get high. Satan's going to attack you, and you're going to lose the battle constantly. It makes sense because you're weak. You're in an environment that is weak. It's not strong. It's not filled with the spirit of the Most High. But in this place right here, it's filled with true brotherhood and true sisterhood, and we love our brothers and sisters, and we show it. One last thing I want to say: you want to beware of those fake Israelites. I tell brothers and sisters all the time, like a lot of, like you said earlier, you said that you watch all camps. You want to be careful because it's gonna be a battle for you.
No, I'm gonna watch all camps.
Or just whatever camp. Right. If you watch somebody else besides I.S.U.P.K, just be aware of all the vanity, all the BS. And I'm not just saying it because I'm in the U.P.K. I know what is the truth and what is not the truth, and I see the difference. You see what I'm saying? I see the difference. If I believe they have the truth, I would not be here. But I'm here because I know this is the place to be, and this is a safe haven. And this is the original. This is where everything started. Why the hell would I be with an off-brand group? See what I'm saying? Why would I be with some foreign ass place when this is the home of the truth? This is the home. You see what I'm saying? Not the next door, but this is the home of the truth. And that's what people fail to realize. But everybody else, all these other places where I hate to mention their name whatsoever, they are not the home of the truth. They are off-brand. See what I'm saying? They are what, a carbon copy?
Right, yeah.
Disgusting.
Bastard children is what they are.
Yeah, so I'm in the home of the truth, and I only focus on this and nobody else. I can't tell you who the You said one more? Yeah, I can't tell you who the hell these other cats is. I don't pay attention to them. I don't even know their goddamn name, and I don't give a damn because they are not important. Who is important is this right here. So I just want to let you know, because they will try to confuse you. There are many brothers that always call me. I actually got a call the other day, and the brother asked me if I think I just talked to you the other day about it. A brother asked me if is it Japhet? If Japhet was the Edomites or some weird shit like that. And of course, when I heard the question, I know where hell comes from. Right. It comes from these other schools, or it's like other clubs that say that, Japhet is the Edomites. Or they try to say anything to save the white man. Right. Which is disgusting. The Bible does not save our oppressor. So why should we? Right. Why should we change what's in the Bible? Right.
I know what camps I know what camps you're talking about. There's some other camps that preach the same thing with y'all. Like just about the exact same.
I hear you, but
it'd be
just wait till you hear a flaw.
Yeah, because you're gonna hear flaws. Right. Because they are branched off. So the difference between the I.S.U.P.K and the Command of GEN.YAHANNA is there's no compromise. There's no compromising. We're not getting money from no outside places. Right. None. You know what I'm saying? There's no compromise. If you look at these other groups, they preach different things as far as like rape. You know what I'm saying? Tithing. Right. They're doing like 30%. You see what I'm saying? Some groups is trying to save white people, or you can take white concubines. You know what I'm saying? They all branch off and do different things for different reasons. Right. But all that, you know what I'm saying? They all started because of the I.S.U.P.K, and then they just broke off for whatever reason. You see what I'm saying? Like even that one body, that's a brand new group that just broke off from IUIC because the leader was sending dick pics to all his high people. Right. You know what I'm saying? So then people heard about that, and then they broke off and started their own group. You see what I'm saying? Right. Instead of just coming home. Right. Instead of just coming home. Y'all never should have been over there anyway. You know what I'm saying? Then he's over there doing stuff to little African boys and then sent y'all his rod, and now y'all want to break off and start your own group. Something messed up is gonna happen in that group too. Just wait on it. Something messed up is gonna happen in that group too. You see what I'm saying? It's a commandment that we come together. Right. You see what I'm saying? And even though we don't agree with them and their philosophies, Commander GEN.YAHANNA always makes it a point to tell them, come home. Right. He invites them to every Passover, every gathering, because this is the one body. Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? That's what them brothers left. It's okay to come back home. Just admit you're wrong, put on all black, be a goddamn trooper, start from the bottom, and then build your way up. But people's pride, when you're running something, it's hard to be like, I'm gonna give them my power and then be a trooper. You see what I'm saying? Right. When you the head of it, I'm the head of this right now. If I go home and do the correct thing, I gotta start from the bottom. You see what I'm saying? That's your pride. Just come home. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This is the home of the truth. That's right. We don't compromise on anything. You know what I'm saying? The other groups, just pay attention, because I was like you. I started it with the Illuminati. You know, I was smoking, I was getting high as a kite. I'm all like, oh man, look at the Illuminati, George Bush. You know what I'm saying? I'm all through that. You know what I'm saying? And I was watching like I.U.P.K or something. You know what I'm saying? And they're talking about weird stuff. And then I ran into Captain Mashab. And he was speaking. He was doing a street speaking in Washington, D.C. I said, man, who the hell is this nigga right here? Out of all these camps and everybody that heard, this cat right here, like I'm with this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I jumped into the I.S.U.P.K and that's how I met these brothers. You know what I'm saying? So I was like you, man, but trust and believe. Once you keep coming to these classes and learn the truth, it's gonna open your eyes to the BS that these other camps is presenting. You see what I'm saying?
I don't know if y'all familiar with Adam Abbey, but he been on point with just about, because I've been watching him for like 3 years.
Mm-hmm. A point as far as what though?
Everything. Like as far as the mark of the beast, as far as.
But you got a lot of these camps, man. They watch us, man. They watch General Muhammad.
And it's like also they call our general. They call the U.P.K.
Right.
For their problems, for the breakdowns, and they watch our videos. Also, too, there are two main brothers that I know. One in Texas, the other one who I believe he's over Hawaii. These two brothers, they are still in the school to this day. They've been in school for about 4 or 5 years. And these two brothers right here, I remember them talking about on Facebook how they had left IUIC. But when they was in IUIC, they used to go to one brother's house and sit around and watch our classes, General Muhammad class, get the breakdowns and teach it. And then when they pass out flyers, the flyers would say I.S.U.P.K, but they would have to go and edit it on a PDF file and change it to the IUIC logo. Like, nigga, what? You see what I'm saying? No. If I have my own school, it should be original. I shouldn't have to copy off somebody else's. That's stupid. You might as well come home. You see what I'm saying? Because what you got over here is not working.
Right.
And once again, the Lord is with the UPK.
Yeah, you guys are the first group. You guys are.
That's always breakouts. It's been like that in the Bible.
Yeah,
Even
right.
John the Baptist
Had
a different school than what Christ had.
Right.
John the Baptist didn't follow Christ.
They were cousins and everything.
Man, come on, man. That he did not follow Christ. You know what I'm saying? He baptized them and everything, but you know what I'm saying. After that, when Christ was telling him things, he didn't necessarily agree with. He even sent his disciples to Christ and questioned him about, you know what I'm saying, some things.
I didn't know that.
And Christ cut their ass. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it says he's the greatest. He's the greatest prophet, but he's least in the kingdom. You see what I'm saying? So in the kingdom of heaven, because he didn't follow Christ, he'd be like a bum.
Yeah.
Even though you was a great prophet, you know what I'm saying, you spoke great things, you know what I'm saying, but when it came to following Christ, you didn't do that. So you're gonna be least in the kingdom.
Right.
These other nations, they're gonna be our children, man, or bums. They're gonna be least in the kingdom. The 144,000 is coming out the I.S.U.P.K. We're gonna rule this kingdom.
Right.
These other off-brand groups will be least. They will be under us, taking orders.
That's right.
Then at the same time too, you got to think about it now. Look into the character of these people also. If you was talking to one of them, being the fact that they get their breakdowns and all of that from us, but ask to say something about the I.S.U.P.K. and watch, you know what I'm saying, and you're gonna see the Exorcist. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see the Exorcist come out. They're ungrateful. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have enough enough honesty in them to say where the stuff even comes from.
Yeah.
They'll say that, or they'll try to downplay, like, yeah, we learned that. I mean, anyway,
Yeah, but so I'm gonna say something too as well. Do you know a brother by the name of Captain Cesaria that's in the UPK? No sweat. It is a very honorable captain that we have in our school, and this captain has went up against every Israelite group that there is, except for maybe one body, but shit, they all the same. You see what I'm saying? And they all said, at the end of the day, the I.S.U.P.K. is one West, meaning like they have the truth. We have the truth. And they all said it on camera.
Right.
They all said it. So whoever you're watching or whoever's out there, they have said that we have the truth, but still, they continue to do whatever the hell that they want to do. See what I'm saying? They are, like these offering groups are, I ain't going to spend too much time on them, but these offering groups are just bastard children.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Who has left they home and decided to live their own way of life. Shit, that's what happened to Ishmael, right? How many sons did Abraham have? Like 8?
Right.
And then the main one that we know about is Isaac. But Ishmael was, Abraham's son. Abraham's son. But Ishmael went to become his own nation, his own people. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that as far as that type of scenario. You know what I mean? So I think that's it as far as that. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I got one verse left. Verse 21. Also take.
Actually, read the last verse again.
Read 20. Cut off verse 20. For there is not a just man upon earth that doeth good and sinneth not. Verse 21.
So we all understand that. Keep going.
So verse 21. Also take no heed unto all words that are spoken, lest thou hear thy servant curse thee.
What is that talking about? You want to read that? You want to understand that carefully, or read it carefully.
I'll read it again. Verse 21. Also take no heed unto all words that are spoken, lest thou hear thy servant curse thee.
Keep it down.
So pretty much what? Don't just listen to any doctrine. That's all.
Well, a lot of times that has to do with, like, say for instance, the man in the scripture is a man of power, and he has, servants and everything. It's almost like like say for instance, people know that you have a loyal servant. They jealous of that a lot of times. But, you know, you're not supposed to just take in every word. I mean, you can hear it, all right, fine. But don't, you know, believe anything that anybody say because it can cause sabotage. Because actually, they really want your position. They just coming at the servant, you know, why they have so many breakoffs. You know, all of this stuff. Then next thing you know, they want to go their own way. They're hell and Google alone.
I noticed that.
You know, that's, you know, but at the same time, they are supposed to be broken up because they broke off. So, I mean, what, you know, what's going to come of that, right?
You know, it's funny, you was asking about the fringes and stuff earlier. I want to explain to you how we don't do fringes on the bottom of the t-shirt. Mm-hmm. So the word holy is to be set apart. It means separate. That's what the word holy means. Mm-hmm. All these other groups, every group you watch, besides I.S.U.P.K, will put fringes on the bottom of their t-shirts. You see what I'm saying? But the scripture says the border. That's what I'm saying. We don't compromise on nothing. We're set apart. All them groups get along. You mentioned I.S.U.P.K, they hate us.
Right.
It's because we're the last one that stand with no compromise. We are that one body. You see what I'm saying? And that's why they hate us. That's why they hated Christ. Because there's no compromise with Christ. There's no compromise with us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They all follow each other's customs. Only in here are we set apart and really separate from the entire world, including these other camps.
Right.
They a bunch together. You know what I'm saying? They cool, having different doctrines and everything. That's why they all hate us, because we not cool with it. They cool with each other having different doctrines and this, that, and the third. And like, oh yeah, that's cool. You just do that. We'll do this. No.
Yeah, I know.
We doing this. You see what I'm saying? That's why all of them hate us, because we're doing this, man. Ain't no compromise. We're doing what the Lord said. Period. Period. You see what I'm saying? I've even talked to some of the IUIC brothers. You know what I'm saying? I asked them, why we can't be brothers?
Are you talking about St. Louis?
Yeah, when I was in St. Louis, I kind of got checked for it, but it's a lot.
They seem like Christians to me.
They are. Yeah. Man, get up, brother him. All these other groups is Christian, bro. Yeah. They all Christian. All of them. They singing and choirs and shit. It's just, it's Christianity, man.
And just the way that they, and just the way that they teach is so damn Christian. And a lot of things that they say it's not in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I've always told brothers that's coming in or sisters that's coming in, ask questions, and then you can barely ask any questions. There was a time where I did watch some of their videos. You see what I'm saying? Just to see what the hell just to see what the hell this was. You see what I'm saying? I didn't understand everything when I first knew about the whole Israelite custom water shit, right? And I just see how only the teachers got to talk, the so-called teachers. No one's asking questions or nothing. And a lot of the shit that they said didn't make sense. You see what I'm saying? And I used to wonder, like, okay, I will follow the scripture that they was going to, but like I don't know everything. But I knew some to know that whatever they were saying on screen didn't match with the damn scripture. It didn't make sense. It didn't connect to another precept or nothing. But when I came to the I.S.U.P.K, they broke everything down. And they wasn't afraid to answer any questions. And they gave you proof on top of proof. You see what I'm saying? So, I just want to say that. You know what I mean? You want to say something?
Yeah, I knew a dude, I'm telling you, was with the purple group.
Be quiet.
And he was with them for 3 years and never did one camp meeting.
Oh, damn, I heard about that. Good night.
I'm like, God, what would they be doing with y'all? I mean, you know the thing, man, what they be doing with y'all? I mean, you know, I mean, he had, you know, he was, you know, I used to work with him at the filter company and everything. You know, he was dedicated with them, though, and never got to speak or taught a class or any of that.
You know what's like? I heard the same story from you know the brother Kodash that you just met. You know, at one point in time, he was with a fake Israelite group up until I met him. You see what I'm saying? And he would tell all these stories about, was it Thug Camp? Gay ass name, by the way, Thug Camp. You see what I'm saying? You know, they pretty much extinct right now. But anyway, he's talking about how another brother, used to be around for a long time, but really never taught class, never did anything. You see what I'm saying? Shit is done. All right. But anyway, let's get off of them. See what I'm saying? You said that's the last verse. You see what I'm saying? You got any more questions?
No, that's it. I'll be back Tuesday with some more questions.
Sounds good. All right. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it, man.
Hey, what time is it?
I was trying to bring my brother, but he couldn't find nobody to fill in his schedule, and my sister.
Okay,
So they might be coming with me.
Hey, bring the mom side and dad side if you ask it.
Yeah.
Okay?
I
You see what
don't
I'm
think my
saying?
mom's gonna come. She's still on that Jesus.
No sweat.
I heard Jesus. He love everybody.
Right. All right. So with that being said, that's the Sabbath service, man. Shalom.
Shalom.
Yep. Clap it up one more time.